Communicating with spooks is tricky, and responses are sketchy at best. Rarely do you receive a clear, concise answer to a query. There are several methods we use to make contact. Each has its drawbacks, and we can't do much to force information out of unwilling spook subjects.
Are you a man? Flash once for yes, twice for no.
While spook detectors will indicate the possible presence of a spectral spirit,
Are you male?
the flashlight is better for direct communication. Still, the utility is limited.
Are you glad to be here? Once for yes, twice for no.
Yes and no, and how many is about it.
Are you glad to be here?
When they feel like humoring us. A device known as a spook and spell will translate an ethereal exclamation into text. It is subject to a narrow range of accents and language, and is limited to an onboard word list. Most responses seem unrelated to the question asked. Several ad hoc interrogations were administered during our visit to the Alley of the Dead. Direct answers and usable information were seldom forthcoming, and often they simply repeated a word the interrogator said. How many spirits are here? Shall we move on to the next question? Are there any 9-pin bowlers here? A few names were given by the spooks: Don, Nick, Veronica, Ann. Don's name came up several times regarding gymnastics, soldiers, and the Civil War, but no specifics could be gleaned. Ann seemed to really want to make contact. Ann, repeat your name. Are you male or female? Ann, what did you do here? Anything else you want to tell us? After a few non-responses, I said, Ann, say whatever else you wish to say. No progress from that point. The last question we asked using the spook and spell was, is there anyone here who can light the flashlight? There's always a smart ass in the crowd. Actual voice recordings are the most rewarding, though even those rarely cast much light through the veil. These voices are usually only audible during file playback, and are often hidden within the sound of our own voices. Preparing to interrogate the unseen crowd, the detective said,
This is it. This is it.
Asking a simple question, we wanted a simple answer.
Is there someone here besides
Albert.
myself?
Receiving a meaningless spook and spell response, the detective protests.
I don't get it. It's not an answer. Give me an answer. I don't get it. It's not an answer. Give me an answer.
Is there someone here who can operate a flashlight?
Requesting a flashlight response, the detective turns his flashlight on, then off. The most intriguing voice recording occurred one afternoon while a detective was in the room listening to audio from the previous day. With headphones on, he was totally unaware at the time that the camera mic across the room was picking up these sounds. It starts out with a strange metallic banging, accompanied by an audio phase shift. Then we hear, followed about 40 seconds later by, phase shift and banging eventually fade away into the normal background hum. How rude.